think you got started with traffic. So.
Yeah, no worries. We have a bit of time. Okay, hi everyone. Hi everyone on Zoom. Similar to last week, we will do a bit of the broadcast section first, and then go into two embargoes. So I'll call those out in the on the call. So if we're all ready in the room, cameras ready in the room. We're all good to go. Lovely. We'll kick off with Dharmesh in the front here for Sky.
Mikel, good to see them not on a screen. I'm almost tempted to just look over there. Don't get used to this. Can we just start off with team news for Sunday first of all?
No many changes. Tomiyasu, we are still assessing him because we've been taking some time to try to protect him and get him in the best and safest possible way, so he can help the team as quick as possible. And Emile looks like he's going to be available.
And Alexandre Lacazette, okay?
Yes, I hope so.
Okay. I'll come to the game and what's happening with Arsenal at the moment. I just must ask you about the big news of the week with what's happening at Chelsea. Now, given how unprecedented that situation is, just as a fellow manager, what have you made of how Thomas Tuchel has handled that situation and handled himself?
Well, extremely difficult situation to manage, and I think he will try to manage it the best possible way with the integrity that Thomas always has shown, and just try not to get too involved, as he already mentioned.
The bookies have got you as favourites to finish fourth. Are they right? And is third out of the question given what's happening at Chelsea just now?
I don't know, but the only matter for me is how we train tomorrow and how we play on Sunday, and the rest. This is football and it's so unpredictable, and nobody knows what can happen. And our only focus is on performing and winning matches.
Just on Leicester, if you do win that game, it will be the first time since you've been here that it'll be 5 Premier League victories in a row as Arsenal manager. Is that another sign of what you're building here, a feeling of something special happening?
Well, to be with the top teams, you have to win consistently, and you have to do it in a convincing way, and you need even more than those amount of victories, because there are teams in this league that they can do that for 10, 11, 12 or 18 times. So still the margin is pretty big.
You've always spoken about the support that the board give you, particularly last summer as well. When you plan for next summer, are your targets influenced by whether you're going to be playing in the Champions League, and how important is qualifying for that competition when you do start planning for that summer process?
There are two things. Obviously, the amount of games that you have to play, so the amount of players that you need in the squad, the players that you are losing or retaining in that squad, and then obviously the resources that are available, which playing European competitions changes the picture a lot.
Last couple for me. We mentioned Alexandre Lacazette. There's a well-publicised contract situation that he's got. The contract is up in the summer. What chance he'll be here next season? And are you talking to Alexandre? Are you talking to his representatives?
Yeah, we have discussed that, and I've been open that at the end of the season, once we know where we are, we're going to make the decision altogether.
No decision yet, but...
I don't want anybody thinking about something else that is not that, and the decision we agreed is to do it in the summer, and we are going to do it as soon as the season is finished.
Just finally, for me, Arsenal announced that they've got a Ukraine supporters club now. Just give us your thoughts on that.
That we have is great. That the club wants to show the solidarity and wants to show that we are all united, and even if we are not suffering the consequences in first hand, and it's impossible to be or even try to understand what is going through their skins, at least show that we care and somehow show a solidarity and appreciation to that people that is suffering.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go to Niv from the Premier League.
Hi again. Good afternoon. Let's start with the most recent game, please, against Watford. What impressed you the most with the team performance, please?
Well, the way we play at times, and how fluent and a threat we were in attacking moments. And at the end, what we had to suffer in the last few minutes, because this is the Premier League, and the moment you concede a goal and you are just a goal ahead, anything can happen. And we showed good composure and the ability to finish the game off.
And in terms of opposition this week in Leicester, they won yesterday in Europe.
Yeah.
They're looking more consistent now, but in general, the season hasn't been as consistent as it goes before. What did you make of their season so far?
Well, I agree that they've been much more consistent in terms of performances and results. It's a team that has come a long, long way, and I think Brendan and the coaching staff, they've done an exceptional work. They have a lot of injuries as well. I believe this season, plus the COVID issues that we all been, is a difficult mixture, and it's been difficult for all managers. But as you said, I think now we are in a better moment.
And Arsenal look very resilient at the moment. How do you see the top four battle in general?
I don't see it because I want to focus on the game that we have ahead and how we prepare well, and the team is with the right mindset can transmit that, and we can play in front of a really exciting crowd on Sunday that is going to drive the team, is going to push it, and hopefully we can give in the performance and the result that they deserve.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nick. We'll go to George from the BBC.
Thanks, Dan. Mikel, hello. Leicester won the FA Cup last season, but they're 12th in the league. Does that surprise you? I know they've won 4 in a row, but does it surprise you where they are? Are they better than that?
The competition in this league it's incredibly tough, and again there are, as I said, injuries, there are performances, there are amount of games, and what we went through last year as well with the amount of main games that we have to play, everything pays a dividend at the end. But they are certainly a really, really good side.
It's your first chance to win 5 Premier League matches in a row. Is that a sign of a very good Premier League team? It's hard to do.
Yeah, it's another step of showing consistency in terms of results, but I think you can only get that when you get the right performances, and that's what we want to keep improving.
You mentioned Lacazette. Are you very happy with his performances, but he's not really getting the goals, is he? Are they going to come, the goals for him?
Well, I think it's very, very close, and that's why we have to keep pushing him and giving him support, that he plays with that confidence that hopefully on Sunday he can do it.
You mentioned the contract talks. Is that for everyone because you're all so focused on what's at stake, which is 4th place? And how is he happy to wait and discuss his options at the end of the season?
That's a question for him, but obviously, we have to make decisions, and we make that decision to try to finalize that at the end of the season, and that's what we're gonna have to try to do.
And just last one from me. When you let Aubameyang leave, did you know that Martinelli was ready to sort of fulfil that position? And how would you judge the last 2 or 3 months he's had since he's...
Well, Gabby's playing a different position because Oba's certainly in the last few months he played much more as a 9, but Gabby has shown big signs of where he's moving. Certainly the capacity that he has to score goals and be a threat in the final thirds. And I think his contribution all around his game has been exceptional. So I think he totally deserves the amount of minutes that he's been playing.
Thank you.
Go to Art from the Athletic.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Around this time last year, we were speaking about Martinelli playing off the left, and you wanted him to be in the last line a lot more, and Xhaka helping with that, with him playing at left back. Is that why this year Tierney's not really overlapped as much from the left?
Well, Kieran has to overlap when it's the moment to overlap, and he needs to become unpredictable and efficient every time he's in the final third in positions where his qualities can define football matches, and that's what we have to try to do as much as possible.
Yeah, at the time you said it's a relationship that needs some work. How do you feel that relationship's grown since then?
That is growing because the more they experience match situations, training situations together, that chemistry, that understanding those timings, those spaces, it will click more naturally, and I think this is happening.
And a lot of people have noticed Granit's been playing quite higher in midfield. I was just wondering, what did you see that you felt made you comfortable with making that tweak with him going a bit higher?
I wouldn't say that it would make comfortable, but sometimes you have to take players from the comfort zone or open a different door to explore what the team will react like it, what the opposition will do when you do certain things, and then it's more unpredictable because if not, it's pretty easy to prepare the same thing against the same opposition.
And just on Emile, I know he's been quite unlucky the last couple of weeks. How is he physically?
Well, he went through COVID. He's feeling good now. He's had a couple of training sessions, and hopefully he can get the rhythm, the consistency, and stay out of missing games because he's a really important player for us, and we need him.
Thanks, Art. Okay, guys, that finishes the broadcast section, so farewell.